Hello and thanks for joining us on TVC News this hour. We begin in Zamfara, where the State Police Command says it has rescued 2 kidnapped victims after 3 weeks in captivity. The female teenagers aged 10 and 12 were rescued by troops while on confidence-building patrol along Unyamago in Bungudu local government area of the state. They were abducted by armed bandits on the 15th of July when armed men attacked Gindon Lima in Kekunwake district of Zamfara State. The Zamfara Police Public Relations Officer, Superintendent Mohammed Shehu, said the successes recorded follows an intelligence report that led to the unconditional rescue of the 2 female hostages. Communities in Bungudu local government area have been experiencing bandit attack and kidnapping for ransom lately. In Adamawa, the State Police Command has arrested a 25-year-old man who allegedly murdered 2 of his children aged 3 and 5 years old in Hamikidu community, Michika local government area. And the Police Public Relations Officer, Suleiman Onguroje, in a statement said the suspect, Elisha Tari, was said to have killed the victims with stones and sticks, which he had used in hitting them on their heads several times. He added that the incident was reported at the Divisional Police Headquarters by the grandfather of the victims. The Commissioner of Police, Sikiru Akonde, has directed the Deputy Commissioner of Police, CID, to take over investigation and ensure prosecution of the suspect to serve as deterrent to others. While staying on security matters, the Army says it will investigate after 2 soldiers were reportedly arrested over the murder of an Islamic cleric in Yobe State, Sheikh Goni Gashwa. According to a statement signed by Army spokesperson Kennedy Ayanwu, the Army says it is already in touch with the Yobe State Police Command to unravel the identity of the suspected soldiers. The killing of Sheikh Goni Aisami Gashwa was reported on Saturday. He was said to be traveling from Gashwa to Kano when he was followed in a bus by the attackers. Gashwa has been one of the most peaceful communities in the state, even at the peak of the Boko Haram insurgency. The Nigerian Governors Forum has been accused of unfair dealings with consultants who worked on the London and Paris Club debts. And that's coming from the head of one of the consultancy firms, Senator MrNwoko, who made the allegation while addressing journalists in Abuja. And Taya Modu reports.
The Paris and London Club debt refunds have been a controversial issue and has been subject of litigation through the years. On the one hand, governors of the Nigerian states under the umbrella of the Nigeria Governors Forum kicked against deductions made from the Federation account to pay the fees of 4 contractors allegedly owed for their services on facilitating the release of the funds. On the other hand, the contractors have insisted that it is their right to be paid for services rendered and say they have secured judgments to that effect. Recently, the governors, in a letter to the federal government through the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, had argued that an attempt to restart the deduction process of $418 million, which is being challenged in the courts and for which the Supreme Court has made a pronouncement, would be unconstitutional. But the head of one of the consultancy firms, Prince Nwoko, is insisting that the money being owed his firm, Liners International Limited, is $68 million and not $418 million, as being bandied publicly by the leadership of the NGF.
I'm just speaking about Nwoko and Liners. I'm not holding brief for any other person. The outstanding fees owed my firm with regards to last work done, which means that the work before for the state is approximately $68 million and not 418 to be conveyed by Fayemi and Co. Our original claims, calculated based on agreed terms, was well in excess of $300 million. We offered huge discounts on the entitlement to accept this sum of $68 million.
In a no-holds-barred session with journalists, Prince Nwoko alleges that when he submitted a bill of $350 million as the consultancy fee for the work on the London and Paris Club debt refunds, the former chairman of the NGF had demanded to be paid 50% of it before it could be honored.
Whilst we're laboring to secure the refunds for the benefit of state and local governments, Governor Yari developed a parallel scheme to misappropriate the consultancy fees. As recent as 2016, NGF, in a letter to Attorney General of the Federation dated 22nd of June 2016, claimed it had just appointed a consultant.
He said the former chairman of the firm had explained to him that the money was needed to prosecute elections in Bauchi, Ekiti, and Ondo states. According to him, it was the Ministry of Justice that intervened before the governors eventually received the sum of $100 million. Prince Nwoko also faulted the NGF for saying there is a Supreme Court judgment against Linus or Ned Nwoko and described as false arguments that the NGF did not act or represent the state governors over the current round of refunds on the Paris Club. But Prince Nwoko may be in for a long legal battle. The governors insist that the purport and essence of the definitive pronouncement by the Supreme Court is that none of the contractors recommended for payment of the sum of $418 million by the AGF and finance ministers can be so paid because the contracts and payments relied upon were not processed as prescribed by the Constitution and the law. Tai Amudu, TVC News, Abuja.
The Nigeria Governors Forum has described as half-truth claim by lead consultant Ned Nwoko that his firm was owed $68 million and not $418 million as alleged by the governors. The governors said the facts on the quote fraud associated with the Paris Club refunds can never be changed by a press statement by Mr. Nwoko, the Attorney General Abubakar Malami, or any of the consultants. The NGF accused Mr. Nwoko and other consultants of being desperate to ensure the state is plundered before the matter is determined in the appellates and other courts. The NGF, in a statement by its Director of Media and Public Affairs, Abdulrazaque Bello-Barkindo, said Mr. Nwoko tried to single out and justify his $68 million, while the total amount which all the consultants working in concert collectively seek and claim from the states and local governments, albeit unlawfully, is more than $418 million. Mr. Nwoko, in response to controversy that Trade Hills Company's demand for fees from the states and local governments in the country, had frowned at the recent comments by the chairman of NGF and Governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, regarding the Paris Club refund. And away from that, according to the Africa Center for Development Journalism, no state in Nigeria can boast that 50% of females within 15 and 49 years completed secondary education. Technology experts are hoping to change the narrative with the She Creates program, a summer boot camp for secondary school girls. We have more details in this report.
For weeks, select secondary school girls have been undertaking courses on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now it is time to showcase their creation to their parents and guardians. This summer camp is where the girls learn to create useful technologies like computer programming, robotics, mobile application development, graphics designing, renewable energy, digital film production, artificial intelligence, and digital animation programming. Known as eco-innovators, girls within the ages of 13 to 17 take on the challenge of creating and recreating communication technologies, apps, and solar panel chargers for power banks.
I actually created the app which name is Classic Clinic. So whereby you can actually chat a doctor online, you can tell him your problem online, you can tell him what you're facing, and the doctor can actually come to your house to come and treat you anytime, any day.
Maybe there's no light for some days and your power bank is low. You can easily go to the store and charge the power bank for you to charge your phone. All the books that you will show everything when it's charging your phone.
In 14 years, the Technology Empowerment Center has trained more than 500 girls in science and technology, inspiring some to take on science-related professions. For the center, introducing girls to technology and getting them to create pushes the number of girls that end up in STEM fields.
WTech was set up to help correct the imbalance, the gender imbalance in the area of technology and engineering. This particular camp is a way to bring girls together in a fun environment and inspire them to want to pursue technology. Any non-profit endeavor, funding is usually a big challenge, but over the years, especially as we have seen the outcomes of the camp, we've seen girls going to pursue STEM-related careers and coming back to give back as facilitators.
The Women Technology Empowerment Center is hoping to build a community where women and girls will drive technological advancement in Nigeria.